Yeah, so here we are in Forza Vista. Yeah, so exciting to have this car in the game. This was unveiled at the Geneva International Motor Show in 2019, and it's the successor to the Agera RS. So it's kind of taken all the things that made the Agera great, but improved on that as well. So we've got a redesigned 5-litre twin-turbo V8 engine, and that actually produces different brake horsepower depending on the type of fuel you use. So if you're using standard gasoline, you'll get about 1,280 brake horsepower. But if you use E85 biofuel, you will get 1,600 brake horsepower. So there's an incentive for you. You know, if you want to do things better for the environment, you will get a faster car, which is really cool. What I love about this as well is it's road legal. It's like you would look at this kind of thing, how? But yeah, it is, and it's an absolutely beautiful car. This was actually named after the father of the CEO of Koenigsegg, called Jesko. So the fact that the name was, there's so much behind the name, you can just tell there's going to be so much love that is poured into this car. So yeah, really exciting. Another cool thing about this is it's got a new 9-speed Koenigsegg light-speed transmission. And what cars have done prior to this is when you want to go from, say, gear 2 to gear 6, you have to manually work your way through step by step, whereas the Jesko actually predicts the best gear for the player to go into as you're driving and automatically goes there. So it's kind of a real synergy of the car and the driver talking to one another to get the most power, which I think is really, really cool and shows how engineering art can come together to create such a cool car.
The future.
And as we said, this is unlocked at 50% in winter as well. So yeah, super fun.
Yeah, it's an absolute stunner. And as you can see, it is ridiculously fast, but exceptional grip as well. It's actually quite drivable. I mean, I'm probably going to crash it in a moment, but it's
Don't jinx it.
More drivable than some of the other high-performance Koenigsegg. And I guess that comes from the fact you mentioned that it is actually road legal.
Yeah.
And it feels like you probably wouldn't drive it like this on a public road normally, but it does feel like it handles okay. Yeah. As I say, you probably want to avoid crashing into the central reservation like I just did, but under normal circumstances, it is quite a good performant racing car.
Yeah, it's super exciting.
And it has a bunch of cup holders, which we noticed earlier.
It does,
so, you know, style and substance.
I'm driving. I can't
it's got everything.
Yes, but from Forza Vista, you can see that it is well equipped with beverage holders.
It's all that matters. So a second reward car that we've mentioned is the 1975 Fiat X19. So
yeah, let's jump into that.
Have a look at that.
Look at us like live jumping into the car. It's great.
I know, it's so exciting. And it's so speedy as well.
Yeah. Thanks to the awesome power of the Xbox Series X, we can load into these cars in just a couple of seconds.
Yeah, so this is the 1975 Fiat X19.
Not quite as fast.
Not quite as fast, but it's still very, very cool. It's got pop-up headlights, which we love. So this one has around 61 brake horsepower, so it's very, very different to the other one. But what's really cool about this, and we should probably jump back into Forza Vista actually, is the engine is in the middle. And what's great about that is it allows the weight distribution to be evenly spaced between the rear and the front of the car. So you get a lot of great balance on that. And let's have a look.
It's not there where you might have thought it would be. It's actually here.
It's actually here.
Dun, dun, dun. With boot space as well.
It's a super practical car.
Yeah.
Given how teeny it is, you've got storage here. Get some golf clubs in there. You've got space here for a picnic basket.
Exactly. What I love about this as well is it's actually got a targa top that can be taken off and put into the bonnet in real life. So yeah, it's super
practical. Great job, Fiat.
Yeah. All the way back in 1975, they had solutions to the problems. Yeah, it's great.
Built for the British day
so
out.
this can be unlocked by completing the Abarth on the Half Championship in summer.
Cool.
Great.
What's the next one to look at there?
Yeah, no, that looks. Just gonna see if we're gonna get back on the road or if we want to move on to the next reward car.
Let's take it to the drag strip. Yeah.
All right. It might take us a little while to get there. It's not as quick as.
See her in action.
Set your reminder for 5 minutes.
It's trying its best.
Very cute car.
So the notes I have here said it has a maximum of 110 miles per hour. I don't think we'll hit that here.
I doubt. You
We might hit the
I believe.
You might need 70. You might hit 70.
Go.
Come on, little car.
God.
75.
Just give it
Come on,
your
75.
best belief.
There you go.
76, there you go, not bad. And I can almost slam on the brakes to not drive off into that field like
Yeah.
I do on almost every other car. So.
Like the Esco would just totally just plow through and hit that tree that's conveniently placed there.
There you go. Great. All right. Well, let's have a look at the next reward card. Then we've got the 1992 Alfa Romeo 155 Q4.
Oh yes, let's. Okay. So this one is a really cool Alfa. It marked the first car that Alfa produced after they were purchased by Fiat. And some versions of this car, in fact, most versions of this car, people didn't like that much because it was a change for Alfa. Instead of being rear-wheel drive, they switched to front-wheel drive, and people felt that that was kind of a betrayal of the Alfa DNA. This version, though, is all-wheel drive, which doesn't have that problem. It's got a 2-litre turbo engine. It makes about 190 horsepower for a top speed of about 140 miles an hour. It was also appeared in a few different racing series, or at least a version of it did. In fact, I'll jump over to the festival to talk about that a little more. Because it appeared in British touring cars and I think the Italian touring cars, that meant that it had to be homologated, so they had to make a road legal version of the racing car. And because of that, it has a couple of really awesome body kits. So you can jump in here. So if you bought the car in one of these homologated versions of it, it would have come looking pretty much like you see here. And then in a separate box, they would have handed you a body kit that you could then go and have attached yourself. So I think that's the Italian one, isn't it? That's
That's cool.
The Italian touring cars is that one. It's got a really big splitter on the front, a really gnarly looking splitter on the back, with a little box around the exhaust as well.
So cool.
For the BTCC, it was this one, I believe, which again, looks pretty darn cool. You stick a wing on there as well. Again, choice of wings. I think it's that one that goes with this kit. I'll go buy it. Yeah. Nice little bump in performance there, and the car suddenly looks a heck of a lot cooler.
Looks really cool. Yeah.
It's like a new car.
Yeah, I mean that is just great how sometimes the body kits can be completely transformative. They can take a car that looks like a kind of reasonably performant executive saloon car that you might see out on the road to an actual track beast.
Yeah.
So what was it, 75 that we did in the Fiat? But
I will be able to beat that now. I reckon.
76.
We'll be 75 before we even
Let's
get to
be fair.
You did upgrade it, yeah.
Oh, I'm beaten already.
All right.
Easy.
Easily good.
Easy. Not quite. 95. Nice. Where do you unlock this one, Dave? I forget. Is it spring?
It is spring, yes, 50%.
50% in spring gets you the Alfa 155 along with those body kits. Again, awesome car. Really great engine. Really nice for its time as well. That 0 to 60 in around about 6 seconds. Top speed of 140. Pretty decent performing car to think that it came out in like 92. So
yeah. Unless you like me, you'd think the 90s were just 10 years ago still.
But what? What? Don't tell me that they weren't, Leah. Yeah.
Sorry. Right, and finally, as promised, we have the Hoonigan Bronco. So let's take a look at that.
Yeah, so the Hoonigan Bronco, Hoonigan are just a really fun, the things that they do where they take a car and just have a load of fun with it. And we see that here with the 1974 Ford Bronco. So this is actually Ken Block's wife's car. And you can unlock this by completing the Ken Block and Roll Championship in autumn. What I love about this car is it's really fun to take off roads and sort of jump over things and do danger signs. And that's actually what they've done with it as well. There's a video online where it jumps over a McLaren 720S, and you look at that and think, this is perfect for Horizon for all those kind of reasons. So yeah, a really fun car that we think you really enjoy playing. It's got 435 brake horsepower. It does 0 to 60 in about 7 seconds. But when you consider the actual weight of this car and like how big it looks, to go to 0 to 60 in 7 seconds is really, really impressive. So it must be such a fun thing to drive in real life, as it is in Forza Horizon 4. It's got a slew of upgrades. We've got the supplied 5-litre Coyote Crate V8 engine. We've got 1552 wheels with Toyo tyres and a 6-speed automatic there as well. So yeah, have a lot of fun with this one. Let's see what we can do on the drag strip. This is.
So when you say it's Mrs. Block's car, I want to believe that like he just like took it down to the shop and was like banging a few upgrades in there.
Go wild.
So don't tell anyone.
111, so fastest one yet.
Nice.
Fastest one
Yeah, we haven't used the Esco yet, but
That's cheating, really, isn't it?
yeah.
I think I did go down on the Esco. It was just it was. Yeah.